Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday to you. This is Marcus Bailey, and we are just going to broadcast live here via Google Plus Hangouts. We've got a severe thunderstorm watch in place across our area. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning in a few counties to the north and west. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to stream this live from the comfort of my own home here, and we'll leave the radar up, and this will just be kind of just go with it and show you what's going on. I don't foresee that we're going to have to do any long coverage on the TV side. Cody Murphy is there, and we'll continue to monitor the situation, but he's on top of everything over there, and we'll just kind of deal with everything that's going on here. So let's just pop up the radar and kind of show you what's going on currently. That is, again, you see the timestamp, 4:07. And you can see the watch boxes here. If I zoom out a little bit further, you can see actually the watch, even though it does include parts of Peoria County. Excuse me, I'm gonna sneeze. Even though it does include parts of Peoria County, Peoria, the city, actually technically isn't in the watch. Tornado watch is to our north and west. That's going on right now. No warnings in our immediate area where we do have some warnings up in Henry County. I'm going to switch radars here. There we go. Put the towns back on, and there's where your severe thunderstorm warning is now for Henry County and extreme northern and northwestern Bureau County. I haven't seen a lot of reports as of yet from any of these storms from the Weather Service. Seeing hail. I mean, hail is pretty much the biggest thing right now. Let's flip that over. Yeah, these are definitely some hail makers here. You're probably looking at maybe up to penny-size hail. By the way, that is not a storm siren that you hear. That is outside my home. That is a volunteer fire department. So there are no storm sirens going off currently in my area. Big hail makers to the west. That's out towards that's southeastern Iowa. And let me go back to radar here. Around the Peoria area, we've got these little storms here. None of these are severe, but as these are kind of going, and I just got inside and had a few raindrops. Didn't have any downpours. There's a little cell down here in southeast McLean County. That could be partially the wind farm down there. It could also be, there could probably be a little storm with hail. I mean, we are getting lightning detected, so there's definitely a thunderstorm down there, and then maybe a little bit of hail just by Bartonville. Let's throw the loop on here. We'll get some movement. So everything's moving northeast. You can see how everything just kind of popped up. Warm front is way to the north, so we're in a much more unstable air mass here. And by the way, for those of you that are watching, I've got another laptop hooked up, so if you're asking questions on Facebook or anything like that, then I'm going to try and answer those. Let's see if I can get the chat up going here too. And we got some thunder just outside the house. So if you're just kind of stopping by or whatever, I'm gonna probably be in and out a lot, just because we don't have a lot of severe weather going on, at least around our area. For those of you that are maybe watching up to the northwest, around Galesburg, or you're up in Henry or Bureau County, again, you still have some of those. You still have the warnings, the severe thunderstorm warnings. But everybody else, no warnings right now. So a lot of the time, I'll just kind of leave the radar up, and if you have any questions, then we'll try to get to them. And we'll pass along any reports that we have. Weather Service is keeping an eye on this storm that's out by Monmouth, and this is going to be very close to Galesburg here. This is going to be a hail maker. That's got some good hail in it, and it keeps getting bigger too. There's probably some big hail falling over towards Monmouth. I haven't gotten any reports from them yet. And what we're looking at right now, this is kind of inside the storm. This isn't actual just the normal reflectivity that you're seeing. There's the reflectivity. What I was just looking at is the vertical integrated liquid. This usually helps us out detect if there's some hail going on. And again, here's the Peoria Metro. These are garden variety thunderstorms right now. Again, you might get a little bit of hail in here. Not much. Maybe a little bit of hail just west of town, looking over towards between Hannah City and Norwood. So probably just out by the airport, maybe getting a little bit of hail. But for now, yeah, that's some decent hail that's going on just west of Monmouth. Again, we haven't heard of any no reports coming in as of yet. Haven't seen anything on Twitter yet either. All right. Again, if you're just kind of popping in here, I am streaming live from my house, not the station. We just have a few severe thunderstorm warnings, none in around the Peoria metro area. The one that we're kind of watching now, and you can see Peoria is at the bottom right of your screen. Severe thunderstorm warning right now, Warren County, which includes the town of Monmouth. And that cell's moving northeast, so heads up if you're up towards Henderson and Galesburg. So you're talking western, especially, let's call it the northwest corner of Knox County. And this is going to be a hail maker. A lot of lightning. I haven't had a lot of reports of wind, and radar's not indicating a whole lot there. But you're at least probably going to be looking at quarter-size hail, if not larger, with that cell. Maybe showing signs of weakening a little bit, not much though. Again, this is looking inside the cell, and this is indicating some pretty decent sized hail here. Some of the other, we got another this is severe thunderstorm warning for northern, northeastern Henry County, and extreme northwestern Bureau County, and that's moving northeast. And again, that's going to stay away from the metro. What we do have going on here in Peoria, for now, garden variety thunderstorm. Same thing over by Bloomington Normal. You got a cell up towards Towanda, Saybrook, and actually there's probably some hail with this one in eastern McLean. I haven't had any messages from anybody on social media, but I would assume that between Arrowsmith and Saybrook, you're probably getting at least, you might be getting nickel-size hail out of that. And all these little plus signs that you see on radar, that's indicating lightning. And if any of you have reports, I think I have the chat open on this YouTube, although I guess I need to open up the actual page maybe. There's a chat available, but I think you have to actually go to the Google Plus page. So let me go to my YouTube page, and if you want, feel free to tweet me, or you can post a message on Facebook. I'm checking on that too. If you got any questions or you got a report, especially if you're watching this out in Warren County and Knox County and even up and around Henry and Bureau County, you got anything to report? Gusty winds, hail, go for it. We'd love to get that info. I'm not getting a whole lot from the Weather Service as of right now. For any of the storms that are here, there's quite a few reports for the storms that are in Iowa. Okay. All right, I got the YouTube page open, so if you're watching on the YouTube link that I provided on social media, and if you want to comment there, you should be able to see that. Again, if you're just kind of checking in, we're just streaming the radar basically, and I'm just going to give updates when I can. I'm not anticipating this is going to get super nasty. We have the severe thunderstorm watch for pretty much, we'll call it, counties along and north of Interstate 74. It goes until 10 o'clock this evening. Let's see if I can do this. I'm going to flip over to my other computer real quick. So it may turn off this radar and then come back to me. Howdy. There we go. I'm going to go to, this is my other computer, and this will kind of show you a better, a broader perspective of the line, and then you can just see all these kind of just isolated storms. The yellow box that you see is a tornado watch, and for our area that basically is just Warren and Henry counties. And then the purple is a severe thunderstorm watch that goes until 10 o'clock this evening and does include pretty much our entire viewing area with the exception of McLean County. You are not included in this. All right, and we're just staying connected with the Weather Service and passing along any reports we have right now. It's just a lot of bark and not a whole lot of bite, thankfully, here in Peoria. And yes, if you are kind of watching some of those cells out in Iowa, those are pretty nasty. I can throw, let's see, let's put the warnings on there. There's been a few tornado warnings with some of these cells that are going out in southeastern Iowa, and we'll watch it. I think the further east these storms move, there won't be quite enough ingredients to kind of keep these things rotating like they will, but hail certainly going to be a big problem. This cell that's now getting ready to move into Knox County looks like it has some pretty heavy duty hail with it, so. And if you got any comments, I'm checking my Facebook page. I'm checking the YouTube channel if you're going to have any comments there. And got any reports or photos or anything like that? Be happy to see those and hear your reports. Like I said, we're not getting many reports coming in to the Weather Service on any of the storms that are around our area, which I guess can be a good thing. If we were getting a bunch of damage and stuff like that, we'd probably be getting a lot of those reports. So if it's quiet, that usually means we're okay for right now. So I appreciate you folks taking time and hanging out with me on a Sunday. Hopefully, any mothers that are watching had a fantastic Mother's Day, and hope you were spoiled today. And hopefully, anybody that did some yard work, you got it all done before some of this rain came through. All right, Amanda, if you're watching, she just commented on my Facebook page about overnight. Overnight, I think we're going to have rain. I think we're going to have thunderstorms too. I think that the severe weather threat is going to be relatively low. I'm just kind of glancing at some of these short-range models here, what we're looking at. But rain has been in the forecast for, in the models, they've been showing rain overnight for the past few days. So probably lasting through early tomorrow morning. But I think once we get kind of real late into the evening, the severe threat should start to diminish and wind down just a little bit. Yeah, in fact, some of these shorter range models is really kind of, we'll see if this holds together, but really kind of after sunset has us drying out briefly through much of the overnight actually, and then getting close to sunrise tomorrow, maybe 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. Let me see if I can bring that up. Let me show you that. What I'm talking about here. Or actually, I can actually just show you on this this computer. Let's turn all of this off, and I'll turn the warnings off also, and I can throw one of those models up. So there's that. And this is a model. This isn't current radar or anything. This is speed ahead here. All right, and it is 4:23, so we're looking at, let me back it up. 654. Okay. So this would be pretty close to now, and this isn't going to be exact, especially when you get the kind of pop-ups that we're seeing right now. It's not going to be exact, but notice how we get deeper into the evening. That's about 7 o'clock. How this band just kind of moves to the north, and this would be about 10 o'clock this evening, and has us pretty quiet. But notice the big complex that's out to the west, and so I'm thinking if this model were to be correct, we may actually be relatively quiet until the morning tomorrow. This would be, oh, let's see, that's about 2 in the morning. So as we get, getting close to sunrise, then we'll have some more rain coming in. Tomorrow, I believe we are still under the convective outlook. Does have us under a slight risk, and I'll show you this here in just a second. Really, kind of, the river to the west is under a slight risk for severe weather. Let me go back. I don't know if I can show that or not, but here we go. Let me turn this back off, and we'll go to the web page that I was at up. And there it is. That is the convective outlook for day number 2. That's tomorrow, and does have us under a slight risk for severe weather. And main concern again will be damaging straight line winds and some hail, or pretty much tomorrow morning. Let's go back to the radar. Let me turn that off. And that's current radar. And some of the warnings that we have. I believe that is a purple tornado warning, and I believe that is an actual, if that is that color, I believe that would be indicated that there's an actual tornado on the ground. This is just another radar we look at. It's good and tight here. And again, this is out of our viewing area, so I'm just kind of keeping an eye on it. Probably should switch radars. And we'll look at the Quad Cities radar here. Might be something there. I don't know if I've seen much from yeah, that one. That's Lee County, Iowa. Lee County, Iowa, where that tornado warning is. So that hasn't even crossed the river yet. But definitely, there's, you got some signs that there might be something going on there. And it did say from the Quad Cities Weather Service that there was a tornado observed out of that one. It says spotter report of a tornado moving towards Donaldson. Yep. So there's, I've got the little marker. Let me see if I can turn that off. There you go. So there's Donaldson. What I'm kind of looking at basically is the 3 boxes. This is just kind of 4-paneling it out for me so I can look at different things at the same time, but it's all the same area. The one on the right would be looking at the velocity. Still kind of far away from the radar. The top left is reflectivity. That's what you're used to seeing. That's what we show all the time on TV. Bottom left is the correlation coefficient, and then bottom right is the VIL, the vertical integrated liquid. And that's telling us that there's some hail in that. So let's get out of this one for a second, and let me go back to my other computer here. And let's put back radar scope here and show you what we have. And we do have a severe thunderstorm warning now for Knox County. Let's see if I can get some info on this here. Severe thunderstorm warning for Knox County. That's until 5:30 Looking at hail 1 inch in diameter. There's a 60-mile-per-hour wind gust, quarter size hail. This is radar indicated. We haven't, again, had any. I haven't had any reports from this storm. But Galesburg, Watauga, Altona, all Henderson, all included in this warning, severe thunderstorm warning until 5:30. So got about an hour on this. It does include Interstate 74, so maybe if you're in the car and you got the YouTube up and you're going up 74 towards Galesburg, mile marker 34, between 34 and 46. Mile markers 34 and 46. There's where you're looking for. So you might want to just, if you're heading that way, maybe you're up around Knoxville or a year before that, just maybe pull over, go grab a milkshake or something and just wait it out. So yeah, could be seeing some pretty decent sized hail. Again, up to quarter size hail that's going to be rolling through Galesburg. As far as Peoria goes, Peoria Metro, I mean, we've got a few. Let me flip back to reflectivity here, and the loop's going to catch up. No warnings right now. You got some pretty heavy rain, though. Woodford County, Metamora to Eureka, back up to Roanoke. All moving to the north and east. You're probably getting a little bit of hail into this area between Metamora, Roanoke, and Eureka. And you got some lightning as well. Peoria Metro might be dry for a little bit. You got another little cell that's just around Pekin that's going to be coming up. And not a whole lot back behind it, but you'll see, again, you're just going to get these redevelopment of these little popcorn cells. And again, some of those could get nasty. Again, if you got any questions, I'm trying to refresh my YouTube page and my Facebook page, and I got Twitter here. So if you got any questions or concerns, comments, complaints, fire away. Like I said, I'll leave. You may not hear me talking or whatever, but I'll leave radar up. We keep getting new information, then I will. I'll jump back in. Okay, let's see. Turn that up. Turn that down, and I can get alerts. What do we have here? I'm getting a whole lot of reports from, let's see. Getting a lot of reports from these storms that are way south of our area. Not getting much from any of the others. All right, so heads up to you in Knox County, northwestern Knox County. Severe thunderstorm warning includes Galesburg, Henderson, Watauga, Oneida, Altona. All this moving to the north and east. Pretty good hail is what we are seeing on radar. We have gotten no reports from Monmouth, but I would be assuming that they're at least seeing up to probably nickel-size hail, maybe up to quarter-size hail. Not a warned storm over towards Metamora, but this would give me some indication that there's probably some hail around Germantown Hills, Metamora, in between there, maybe just north of town. But the bigger hail we're thinking right now is this cell that's going to be working into our viewing area here shortly. So over towards Galesburg in that portion of Knox County. So, and I'm trying to, if I go silent for a little bit, then apologize. What I'm trying to do is, while I have this live stream up, I'm trying to continue to update social media for those that don't want to listen to me talk for a while. Again, if you are new, just watching, got questions, you got any reports, what you've seen, feel free to leave a comment in the YouTube page or You can go to my Facebook, or you can tweet me. If you're not following me on Twitter, I am on Twitter at Marcus Bailey. And if you're wondering, yes, I am streaming this live from home. I don't anticipate that we're going to need to jump on and interrupt programming at the station. This is going to be mainly. Sorry, that was refreshing my YouTube page. Yeah, I don't anticipate us having to break in on television, so we're just kind of wanting just to keep everybody up to date on what's going on. So let's see. I'm getting some questions here about Marshall County. Marshall County, you got some storms. You know, this little cell in Marshall County, or in Woodford County, showed some indication of getting a little bit bigger, or stronger, I should say, and you're seeing a little bit of hail. I would not be at all surprised if we see a warning out of this at some point as it gets closer to Washburn. Oh, someone's not happy about the storms. It's nap time at the Bailey household for some. Yeah, this one's going to be interesting to watch around Metamora. Probably some hail with that. It's probably just getting kind of close to. Getting close to that threshold. I don't know. Weather Service obviously is going to be watching that one. Raining again here in Peoria. I can hear it outside. This cell's not much to really worry about that's going to be moving through town again. And then as I bounce out, there's not a whole lot back behind it. And again, Galesburg, that's really kind of been the focus. This is where the severe thunderstorm warning is until 5:30, so you still have 45 minutes or so with this one. And again, the main concern is going to be hail. It is showing signs of at least weakening a little bit. This is not the reflectivity that we look at. This would be the vertical integrated liquid. And this sometimes can tell us or indicate to us potential hail size. Bright white would indicate to us that you're getting maybe some decent hail out of that one. But you notice how that white core isn't quite as big as it continues to go through the loop. So radar right now estimating up to 1 inch. So that would be quarter size hail. Let me go back to the reflectivity here. We'll zoom out just a bit. All the plus signs you see are lightning. So if you're doing anything outside and you're in Woodford County, well, I mean, you're kind of surrounded now. So hopefully you're already inside. Give it about, the rule of thumb, 15, 20 minutes once the last lightning strike is visible to you. If you get another lightning strike, you got to start the clock again. So some good thunderstorms right now, but again, nothing severe from El Paso to Gridley, so you're going right down Route 24, starting to just get north of Route 24. So Pontiac, you're gonna be seeing the storms here soon. So if you've been hanging with me for a little bit, I will kind of just come in and out here. This isn't going to be, me talking for an extended period of time. This is just me wanting to pass along the info in video form. Some people are cool with that. You just do it on your iPad or your phone and do whatever else you need to do. And if things get hairy, then I'll pop in and give an update. I'm also trying to answer questions that people are typing on Facebook. So let's see. Radar showing it's pretty much the strongest part in Galesburg right now. Just kind of waiting for some updates. And again, I'm not getting a lot of chatter from either, well, this storm, which is now exiting a county that is under the jurisdiction of the Quad Cities, which is Warren County, and then now moving into Knox County, which is the Lincoln Weather Service office. Update on Twitter from Lincoln. Thunderstorm warning northwest, Knox, hail quarter size, 60-mile-per-hour winds. So again, maybe if you are rolling through, and looks like I just saw that pop up, and that means I need to jump into another office here. We just had a severe thunderstorm warning issued for Livingston County, LaSalle and Livingston counties. So this is the new one. And this is for 60-mile-per-hour winds and quarter-size hail. So, towns: Pontiac, Streator, Flanagan, Odell, Long Point, Cornell, Emmington. So all this is moving to northeast. So you're watching us in Livingston County right now. You have a severe thunderstorm warning. Sorry, let me check the time on that. 5:45. So you got a little less than an hour on it. A little less than an hour. So we've got two warnings right now, even though the warning hasn't, there it is, just popped up for pretty much, it's the whole central part of Livingston County there. And then the Knox County storm. Really probably starting to get pretty nasty in Galesburg. And I won't be able to show this right now, but I'm going to go ahead and look at our weather camera that we have up in Galesburg. Yeah, that's interesting. Certainly that cell that's now in southwestern Livingston County now. Look how you saw the white there for a second and then kind of just pop back down. And that's typical of these kind of storms too. We don't have a lot of spin uh, to get rotation with these storms. Not overly concerned. Tornado threat is pretty low. So a lot of times you'll just these storms they'll go and then they don't hold together very long, and so you get these hail cores that'll get going, and just as quickly as they start, they fall apart. But certainly Flanagan, might want to get the car in the garage quickly. We're not talking ginormous hail here, but enough that could give you a few dings on the car there. Same thing with the wow, that just look at the one that happened in Knox. You had really a pretty good hail core there in Monmouth, and then now it's getting a little bit closer to Galesburg. Not much. You're getting hail probably up towards North Henderson. So you're going to be talking real extreme northwestern Knox County there. But again, that's the good news. A lot of these things they don't hold together very long. So these things fire up right next to you though, and could have some good size hail. Notice the cell that happened right around Metamora, and it moves to the north, and again, not much. But pretty much west of Metamora and east of Metamora, you got maybe another couple cells there that got a little bit of hail with them. Got some good steady rain right now in Metamora, it looks like. And this next cell that's going through Peoria, and then not a whole lot. Not a whole lot back behind. But again, certainly these storms will help to kind of stabilize things for a little bit. But we're gonna have the sun out for at least, let's see, what time is it? Almost 5 now. We'll have the sun out for another hour or two. So we get some cracks in the sun, or the clouds, I mean, certainly could juice things up again. Again, also, if you're just joining us, severe thunderstorm watch is in effect for most of our viewing area until 10 o'clock this evening. McLean County is not included in that, but Peoria and Tazewell and Woodford counties are included. And then there actually is a tornado watch issued for way northwest, so Warren County and Henry County. Let me double check. Just want to make sure if anybody's leaving me questions on Facebook or YouTube, I don't want to forget about you. I don't get to check it as often as I probably should, but well, I'm a little late, Heather, if you are watching and you asked about Pontiac getting a severe storm. Well, it's on you right now. Severe thunderstorm warning now for the town of Pontiac and pretty much all of central Livingston County. You're looking at up to quarter size hail, although I believe that has probably started to weakened just a bit. And where the hail is probably located is just west of Pontiac. It's probably more so around Flanagan, where you're seeing that. Moving to the north and east, so if it stays on the same track, Cornell, maybe Odell, you're going to be in line for that. We'll see how this track just kind of holds together. All right, so sorry for the delay there. Just wanted to update uh, some of my social media stuff with text for those that don't want to watch the video that we're doing right now. By the way, this is live, and in case you're wondering, this is through Google Plus Hangouts. Looks like they are issuing a new severe thunderstorm warning. So let me check up on that. Severe thunderstorm warning, that's Ford, Iroquois, Livingston. So I would assume that it's with this cell here. So this is southeastern Livingston County. So we'll see that. It may take a few minutes for that to update. You got a couple of hail makers here, so it's kind of like pick one. That one by Fairbury is that one's probably got some good hail in it. I believe I have someone that's trying to break into the office. That would be my daughter. The benefits of streaming live from home. Really not overly impressed with A lot of these that are rolling. We'll keep an eye on this one over by Fairbury. Um, might be heading just west of Cullum. There it is. There's a fresh warning. You can see too that this line is just not really moving very quickly. Let's check in with the weather service. And again, I've mentioned this, it's for the most part, for any of the storms that have been going around our area, uh, I have not seen any reports for our viewing area, which usually, not all the time, but usually is a good thing because we're not seeing anything really significant enough that they want to send it down to the weather service for those reports. So we'll keep watching. So we got 3 warnings that we are right now worried about for our area. Knox County, that one goes for another 24 minutes. Will expire at the bottom of the hour. The strongest part of that storm is just north of Galesburg and pretty much getting ready to cross 74. That blue line you see there, that's Interstate 74. That's storm number 1 that we're worried about. Storm number 2 in Livingston County. It is just east of Flanagan. And I think I just got a tweet from somebody out there. Went right around us. Oh, here in Fairbury, sorry. So he's talking right here. Yep, you can see they just clipped maybe with a little few raindrops here. That's the third severe thunderstorm warning, though, and Fairbury was included in that warning, but strongest part of that cell literally just missed you guys in Fairbury. It's going to move to the northeast. And then everything else is, there's going to be some hail, but as far as severe weather with the cells that are north of Peoria, northeast of Peoria right now, I mean, it's not real significant hail. We'll keep an eye on the one just west of Roanoke right now. I'd say pretty decent sized hail going on right now, just north of Fairbury and northwest of Chatsworth. So we'll watch that one. Let's get into a pretty rural area over there. And again, the Knox County, right just northwest of Henderson. So if there's hail here, which we're thinking it's probably not quite as big as what we were thinking earlier, it's going to be crossing 74. So if you know some people that are maybe heading up to the Quad Cities, heading that way, and they're probably close to that Galesburg area, you might want to give them a heads up. Just stay. Let's let this one pass by real quick, and you'll be good. You guys excuse me for a second. I'm going to go step out and I got to get my charger for my laptop. So I'll leave radar up. Nope. All right, we're back. And check in with the weather service here. See what we got. Again, many of the reports that we're getting, especially from Lincoln, these are all from storms that are way south of us. And haven't seen any reports from the Chicago office. They're the ones that take care of Livingston County. The crying child you heard in the background was my own, and she wanted to play Weather Girl with her daddy. I did get a report on Facebook of, let's see, no hail in Flanagan. Now, this is about 7 minutes old. No hail in Flanagan, just a lot of rain. And that looks to make sense to me on radar. So that thing is really kind of just not a huge issue. You're west of Pontiac. There may be some really little hail in there, but I'm not overly concerned with that. This cell here in southeastern or eastern, I guess I should say now, Livingston County, so way east of Pontiac, heading towards Cullum and Sonneman. That's probably got some hail in there. Yeah, I'm trying to keep up with any comments you got here or Facebook messages. Got about 23 of you watching, so. Heads up, just got a message from Livingston County that they may be having issues with the weather radio and sending out the warnings. So if you live over there, if you're in the jurisdiction of that office, which for our area would be Livingston and LaSalle counties, then you might not pick up the warnings. They are saying that they're troubleshooting that right now, so hopefully that won't take too long. Uh, let's see. Really, it looks like almost the strongest part of that storm has already crossed 74. Still some good rain, though, especially once you get north of Galesburg. It's going to be a wet drive, probably for a little while, all the way up to the Quad Cities. And once these warnings expire, I'll probably close this up. Because I'm just really not seeing anything that's going to jump out to me. It says, good chunk of our areas just going to be getting these pop-ups that are going to stay strong. Of course, if anything changes, then I will jump back on. But those of you that are big weather geeks like myself, I've been kind of paying attention to Twitter since, I want to update on what's going on here, but I guess there is a pretty significant tornado on the ground near Lincoln, Nebraska. So I'm gonna check that out real quick. Just west of Lincoln. I'm not gonna show it on here, but all right. New warnings that I just got here. Marshall and Woodford. Marshall and Woodford. So let's assume here. Let's turn this on. And that is easy to pick out there. Just west of Benson. So towns that are going to be in this: Benson, Minonk, Rutland. When you get up into that's LaSalle County technically on the Marshall and LaSalle County line. Toluca, Winona. You'll all be in line of this, which we will say probably quarter-size hail up to 60-mile-per-hour winds. So we'll wait for that warning to pop up here. Let me go ahead and get the info from Lincoln here, and there's the new one. Weather Service in Lincoln has issued a severe thunderstorm warning, eastern Marshall and northeastern Woodford County until 6 p.m. At 5:13, a severe thunderstorm was located near Roanoke, moving northeast at 20. Things are really crawling. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, quarter-size hail. So we're looking at Varna, Minonk, Toluca, Winona, Benson, LaRose. Those are all the sounds that are going to be in line with this potential hailmaker, and could have some stronger winds involved also. And if you're watching in Peoria, we are fine. If you're watching in Bloomington, we are fine as well. These are for viewers that are north of 74, Livingston County, Woodford County, Eastern Marshall County. Let's go ahead and just give you a fresh update. And what we're looking at here, severe thunderstorm warnings in effect now for Knox County. That one will expire at the bottom of the hour, so we've got about 8 minutes on that one. There's two now in Livingston County, although this one that's just north of Pontiac, not real impressive. The one in eastern Livingston County, a little more impressive, and you could be seeing some pretty decent sized hail out of that one. And then the new warning issued now, Woodford County, and does include portions of eastern Marshall County, although I think the track is more so going to take this probably in the little sliver of LaSalle County, and that will take it into Livingston County. But that's under the jurisdiction of a different Weather Service office, so they're going to coordinate on that. We'll see what happens. And it actually it'll more than likely overlap the warning that's going on in Livingston. So probably seeing at least dime size hail in Benson right now. That'll be moving towards Minunk. And we'll see how this thing goes. Maybe it turns a little bit. If it holds on the line it's at, you're looking at Dana up in LaSalle County, and then probably going north of Flanagan. And once really these start to move out, and I'm not real confident that once these kind of fall apart, they may they may bubble back up a little bit, and that's how kind of the evolution of some of these storms go. But there is a flip back over to radar. There's nothing going on southwest of 74. You've got a few cells that are trying to get going here, and we'll watch these here in McLean County. You haven't really had much going on in McLean County, especially southwest of 74. So this one may intensify quickly. We'll keep an eye on it. But notice, out here, nothing's going on. So, and a lot of the activity that you see out to our west, there's going to take a line to the north and east. So you may see some good rain here over the next hour or two, though, in Warren County, northern Knox County, Henry County, northern Bureau County. You might get some good rain out of this. So once we kind of get these cells out of here shortly, and we start dropping some of the warnings, we'll probably shut down the live stream for now, and then we'll see what happens with later on this evening. I don't anticipate that we'd have to do much, but I kind of just wanted to one, give everybody updates, two, see how everything was would evolve here. Like I said, not bad enough that certainly I didn't need to go in the station, or Cody needs to jump on the TV side, but I know many of you have outdoor plans, especially being Mother's Day. It is dinner time, or getting close to it, so many of you are grilling out. You are in the clear in Peoria. Fire up those grills when you are ready. Might be a little bit of some very broad, some very weak rotation right around Benson. I have not had any confirmation whatsoever about that. Um, so we'll keep an eye on that. All right, and just want to keep an update here as we get around the bottom of the hour. 5:30, we have the Knox County warning will be expiring, and still have an extension to the thunderstorm warning now. It's going to be getting out of our area here. In fact, probably going to be wrapping this up pretty quickly. Still got a few cells of interest. This one's pretty strong. It's going to move up north of Livingston County, north of Ford County also. This one around Monunk, it's got a little bit of hail at Flanagan. That's probably got some decent sized hail in that Flanagan cell there. That's probably the most impressive one on the board right now. So the Knox County warning has been expired. And I think we're just probably gonna log off here of the live stream. And if things get hairy again, we'll keep an eye on the cells to the west. We most certainly will be jumping back on. And of course, make sure you're following Cody Murphy. He is at the station right now and updating the TV side. They are just now starting their newscast, so he will have a fresh update for you. If anything does change, he will be on there giving updates. So that'll do it for. We're going to go ahead and shut this down here. So thanks for checking out this webcast. I know we had a good deal of people in here. Thanks for all the questions. And again, just kind of keep an eye on social media. I'll continue to update via text and radar stuff and all that stuff. If it gets a little more interesting, I will most certainly jump on and do the live stream as well. So other than that, we will talk to you soon. And again, happy Mother's Day to all you mothers. Hopefully you enjoyed your afternoon.